All right, we're also joined by the Senior Special Assistant to the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, on Public Communications and New Media, Lere Olayinka. Good morning, Mr. Olayinka. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It seems like Mr. Wike has, stirred a lot of issues, in the media recently. But let's get your thoughts regarding, he's been doing a lot of speaking and addressing media. The media parley has stirred a lot of dust. But let's get your thoughts regarding why he thought it was important to have that media parley.
Well, you see, in a democracy, in a democracy like this, when you are in government, when you are running politics, it is always very good to talk to the people, get the people to inform the people, talk to the people by yourself as to situations. Let questions, burning issues be raised. Let journalists ask you questions. Not that you just sit on camera like some people do, or you just sit before camera like some people do and begin to talk. You could see that at least on every occasion it brings like 5, 6, 7 top journalists in this country to ask him questions on issues, and he provide answers to them. So, it is in governance, communication is important. In politics too, communication is important, and that is what he does. When he was governor too, he did that almost every time. And since his assumed office as minister, he has been doing it. So it is part of it. It is his way of associating with people. It is his way of relating with people, getting people to know what is happening to him in terms of governance and in terms of politics. Simple.
All right, and it does seem that in that media parley, a lot of conversations were had about Rivers State as well. And part of the reactions that we saw to that was that why is the Minister of the FCT so particularly interested in the affairs happening in Rivers State, as opposed to primarily and squarely facing what's happening in the FCT, which also needs a lot of attention?
Well, it's from Rivers State. His politics is Rivers State, and he's a politician. He's also a stakeholder, a major one for that matter, in Rivers State. So you cannot now say because he's Minister of FCT, he should now suddenly become Abuja politician. He is not. He goes to Rivers State almost every, like at least twice in a month sometimes. He was there on Friday, he came back almost immediately on Saturday. So you cannot say why he's interested. He has people. He has political followership in Rivers State. He has political family in Rivers State that are looking up to him for political leadership. He cannot abandon them. And you cannot say that, okay, let me say, because President Tinubu is not president of Nigeria today now, he should no longer be interested in the politics of Lagos State. He should no longer be interested in what is happening in other parts of the country.
But President Tinubu, we don't see him speaking as actively, even though he might be involved behind the scenes. We don't see him sort of being in the forefront of the politics happening in Lagos State.
And isn't it a distraction?
Because he is the president. Last week, he had a meeting with members of the House of Assembly of Lagos State, and he spoke there. He's the president, and there's no issue. As we are saying in Rivers State. Every day, those in Rivers State, those with the governor there, who do they abuse? Who do they talk to? Who has the governor organized people on social media to be abusing since like over going to 2 years? Is it not wicked? Every day, even me that I'm here, they have organized people who that every day. What they do is wait for me to post on the social media, and they go there, rain abuses, do courses and all that. The issue is this side and this side. And like I've always said, I don't always like us to restrict conversation to individual. What is also the governor doing? What is his people doing? Has the governor stopped mentioning the name of Wike? Has he stopped mentioning the name of this Wike? Wike is the one doing this. Then again, is it Wike that made the governor to turn the Rivers State to a state without government, as clearly stated by the Supreme Court? Because Supreme Court said Rivers State, as of even now, has no government. And that is what I believe we journalists will begin to also look into and ask questions. Because the apex court in this country said that up till now, Rivers State has no government. That up till now, the Supreme Court also went to the extent of describing the governor as lawless. When you say a governor is lawless, going to the extent of insinuating or even accusing the governor of setting or burning the House of Assembly complex. These are issues we should begin to look into, not what Wike said or what Wike did not say.
Okay.
I believe that yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Olayinka. I'd like to bring in our second panelist into this conversation, the National President of the Ijaw National Congress, Benjamin Okaba. A warm welcome to you once again, sir, and thanks for joining us this morning. Now, this political crisis in Rivers State has been going on for quite some time, and quite frankly, people think it is just Fubara versus Nyesom Wike fight, and the ordinary people of Rivers State are caught in the crosshairs. The FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, has positioned himself as the dominant force in Rivers State and has openly declared Governor Siminalayi Fubara as being down by 2-0. To what extent is this crisis about governance, and how much of it is about Wike maintaining control over the state's political structure?
Thank you very much. Yesterday I did mention that it is time Nigerians begin to have a broader look at what is going on. I said it's a class struggle, a struggle between the bourgeois, the few bourgeois, those who wish to and are doing so to control power at all costs. It's about who takes over the resources of this country ahead of 2027. It is about a ruling class that wants to maintain control, perfect control of the political economy of not just Rivers State, but from Rivers State they will move to other places so that ultimately we shall be having a one-state nation and the masses on the other side. So that is why in this divide, you have people across ethnic groups, you have people across religious groups. What is the dividing factor is just the interest, the political interest. That is the dividing factor. It's not about Wike and Fubara. They just represent individuals who belong to these two groups. Now, when you say that Wike told Fubara that is 2-0. Yes, it is possible that Wike has won 2 battles, but he has not won the war. He cannot win the war. At the end of the day, the war will be won by the people and not those minority persons who think that they must grab power. This is about democracy. Democracy is about the people. It's not about the fostering of individual interest. And that is what is playing out now. I heard the young man say that everybody is talking about Wike and all that. We are not interested in him because we know that he's only playing the script of some persons out there. It's only playing the script of people.
Mr. Okaba,
at the end of the day,
Mr. Okaba, you say you're not interested in Wike because you know he's playing the script of some persons. What do you mean, and who are these persons you think that are the ones that have written the script Nyesom Wike is playing?
Okay, just imagine a scenario where a former governor of a state, not for any official function, because some persons felt it should be a Thanksgiving. He has right to do Thanksgiving everywhere. The Calabari Council of Chiefs, the owners of the land, if people have respect for traditional rulers, did mention that for certain reasons, for some intelligence, this do not hold at this time to avoid crisis. But this guy came with the military might, who gave him the permission to come with a helicopter that was over a community that was peace, and to provoke action, provoke reaction from people. But thank God, so who gave him all of that? Now, even when the traditional rulers have said, please, don't come, it's desperado. Will Wike visit that community if he was not minister, if he was not surrounded or supported by the federal government, if he was not assured with federal might? Will he visit that community? Who is Wike outside power? Outside power, who is Wike outside power? These are questions people should ask.
Are you in essence
that the script display is of the bourgeois, whoever belongs to that bourgeois class. It's not about Rivers State. They are all over. They are from the judiciary to the Senate to the presidency. They are all over, even down there. That is why we have told people, don't see this as an ethnic war. It is not a war between the Ijaw and Ikwere people, because there are so many Ikwere people that are in support of Siminalayi. There are so many. We have Ijaws also who are also working with. In fact, they are more the camp of Wike. The Ijaws are even more serious. So it's not an ethnic war. When the impeachment this thing was signed, the first 6 persons that signed were all Ijaw people. So we have never seen this as with the ethnic coloration it just brought in to deviate, to divert people's attention. If not, it's a class war. It's a terrible class war between those who have already got to power, want to perpetuate power. They want to get rid of all the resources, and their business is not about governance. Their business is that they should be in power, perpetuate power, dictate to the tune of issues. That is why a man who is a registered member of PDP is destroying the PDP. Destroying the PDP. Working for the opposition party. Going to take a position in the opposition party, that could happen. But must you destroy the party that brought you because you have you felt offended by some persons? What is the ideology? You stand APC.
Thank you, Mr. Okaba. I would like to bring in Mr. Lere Olayinka into this conversation. Mr. Olayinka, I'd like you to respond to some of the accusations leveled by Mr. Okaba, saying your principal, the Minister of the FCT, is working in the interest of others, is playing a destabilization role in Rivers State. How do you respond to these allegations?
Well, I'm not in the business of responding to allegations. Anybody can talk. Anybody can make allegations. Anybody can make insinuation. I'm in the business of talking about facts, figures, and what all of us can see. You see, it is easier for us to whip up sentiment, to draw emotion. It doesn't matter.
Now let's emotion talk about. I'm happy you mentioned facts. Yes.
Listen, when the other person was talking, you did not interrupt him. You did not. So it is easier to whip up sentiment. The issue here are very clear. They are very clear. There should not be this. The issue here is that Supreme Court gave judgment. Supreme Court made pronouncement. Supreme Court said up to this period there is no government in Rivers State. How do we now get government restored in Rivers State? That is what we should be talking about. It is not about Wike said this, Fubara said this, the other person was talking about political bourgeois. Is Fubara not part of the bourgeois? Who brought him to power? The bourgeois. The so-called bourgeois, those he is referring to as bourgeois. They brought him to power. So he's also on his own side a bourgeois. So we should not come and be telling us that somebody is an underdog here, somebody is here. We have gone past that level. The level that we are is there are pronouncements made by the Supreme Court. One, Rivers State has no valid budget. And the budget should be presented to the House of Assembly. 2, Rivers State has only 5 validly appointed commissioners as of today. 5 validly appointed commissioners. Fubara should send names of other commissioners to the House of Assembly for screening and confirmation. Those are the issues. Now, the local government election was nullified. The Supreme Court, the Constitution says that only elected people should govern local government. Fubara has gone ahead to say civil servants or unelected people should be governing Rivers State local government. That is illegal. That is what I think journalists, Nigerians should be talking about. Not about who said this, who didn't say this, who said this. We have gotten, like I said, we have gone past that level. The level is let the pronouncement of the Supreme Court be obeyed, be implemented. It is a simple matter.
Okay, Mr. Olayinka, let's talk.
That are talking now. Let me conclude this. These people that are talking now, Wike is this. I read what the panel people said, that Wike is the one eating off River State, that the president should come and intervene. And I said, this same president once intervened. He intervened. Agreement was reached. People signed. Fubara signed. These other people signed. NSA signed on behalf of the federal government. The moment they left that meeting, what did we start to hear? Hey, President Tinubu has no power to intervene. He's a medullum interloper. He has no power. And so people went to court to say the agreement that was reached to resolve the issue, to bring lasting political peace to River State. They went to court to say court should say the agreement that did not matter. Now they are running to the same president to come and intervene. Intervene as what? Another medullum interloper again? So what I'm saying is that Supreme Court has made judgment. Let that judgment be obeyed completely. That is what we are saying. And some people have also come to tell us that Governor Fubara has decided to obey the Supreme Court judgment. Does he have any option?
No, Mr. Olayinka,
I'm telling us that someone has decided. He has said that he's obeying. He doesn't have any option. He has lost a war.
Now, Mr. Olayinka, let's talk about
the right to negotiate. Simple.
Let's talk about developments in Rivers State since the wake of the Supreme Court judgment, and we wanted to give you a right of response earlier. The Supreme Court, since he passed his judgment, the governor of Rivers State has come out, he held a press conference, said, look, I'm going to obey all the rulings of the Supreme Court, and he's been trying to do that. In his magnanimity, he invited members.
No, Steve, my brother, you are a journalist.
Please, can I
use that word magnanimity?
Okay, not magnanimity. I take it back. Can I ask my question, please, sir? Can I ask my question, sir? Okay, the governor reached out to members of the State House of Assembly. He invited them for a meeting, and they refused to. He also tried to present, he wrote them a letter, he tried to present the budget to them. He went to the quarters, and he met, the doors were locked, the gates were locked. He said the speaker has been refusing to take his phone calls, and we also saw the FCT's minister. We saw the FCT minister's reaction to all of that. He said, yes, they have a right to shut their doors. His tone wasn't reconciliatory. It's almost like there's a concerted effort not to allow the governor, or to frustrate the efforts of governor to fulfill the ruling of the Supreme Court. What do you make of this?
As a journalist yourself,
okay,
are you not aware of the process of a governor going to the House of Assembly? Does a governor just wake up in the morning, wear his clothes, and just carry budget on his head and go to the House of Assembly to present?
But he had represented the budget and asked, he had represented the letter. If you're criticizing the fact that he didn't wait.
What I'm saying is that he had presented a letter.
Yeah, he should have waited. He should have waited for them to call him.
The first time that he went, did he inform the House of Assembly? We saw a letter that he said he wrote. Where is the evidence that that letter was delivered to the House of Assembly?
But he has written another letter.
Let me conclude this. Because Nigerians should know, if a governor or even a president want to go to the House of Assembly, to the National Assembly, President, Governor to the House of Assembly. The first thing that is done is to write a letter signed by the Governor or President. The letter will be delivered, sent to the Speaker. The Speaker will read the letter on the floor of the House of Assembly. He will read the letter to his colleague that I've received this letter from the Governor. He wants to come so date. And the colleagues, they will put it to debate, they will debate it. And they will now say, okay, or they will agree, okay, the Governor should come on the day he choose, or, okay, it is not convenient for us. It should come on this day.
But he has done that. I mean, these conditions that you're talking about, he has done that again. He has written another letter, and in that letter he said, "It is my pleasure again to notify you, Mr. Speaker." Please, if you allow me to just quickly read this out. He said, "It is my pleasure to again notify you, Mr. Speaker." Mr. Olayinka, please, if you allow me to read out this paragraph. "It is my pleasure to again notify you, Mr. Speaker, of my desire and intention to present the 2025 budget to the Rivers State House of Assembly on Wednesday, 19th March 2025 by 11 a.m. or any other date within March 2025 that you may consider convenient."
I saw this letter. That is the way to go. And he wrote this letter after first going to the House of Assembly to play to the gallery or to create social media content.
So I think we have moved past that one. We're talking about how to go forward now.
This letter is the way to go. You understand? That is what he should have done in the first instance. He has done what he should have done now. He has sent a letter to the House of Assembly. I hope that he actually sent the letter to the House of Assembly. If I were him by today, I will put to the public copy of the letter as received by the House of Assembly. We should also see when the letter was delivered to the House of Assembly. If the letter has actually been delivered, because you can actually write a letter, put on social media and go to sleep.
All right, let's bring in Mr. Okaba to the conversation. I mean, we've seen this latest letter. There's been criticism about the first letter that was written and how that has been carried out. But with this new letter, he's supposed to represent the budget in 2 days' time. And he said either the 19th or any other day. So far, we're also hearing reports that the House has adjourned indefinitely. Mr. Okaba, what are your thoughts on what the next steps are and how the House has responded to the actions of the governor in trying to fulfill the judgment of the Supreme Court or obey the judgment of the Supreme Court?
Okay, thank you very much. I listened to my friend. I enjoy his conversations because he's a core realist who is out there to do his job, to service his master. So I congratulate him for his eloquence on this. The objective of the question to ask is, who caused the crisis in Rivers State? They say Fubara is an ingrate. Thank God that the Governor Wike is not the first governor. In the same manner that he has helped Fubara, so many other persons also helped him. And we also know that this is political. Then, talking about the Supreme Court judgment, a lot of persons are picked on. First and foremost, a Supreme Court should not be just be preemptive or just do a perception. You said Fubara brought down the assembly for fear. How do you assess the fear? Does a Supreme Court judgment be premised on assumption or on the facts? You said for fear. The man said, I needed to do renovation, and you are saying it's for fear. How do you substantiate that? Then beyond that, because it's the Supreme Court, we have to respect the judgment of the Supreme Court because that is the apex body of this country. Now, going forward, the man said, okay, you said my local government elections did not follow due process. He has set up the date. He has put in motion our local government elections can now be properly conducted according to the rules. We all know the effort of the assembly to frustrate that process, inviting people from there, inviting the members of the district and all that. That tells you whether
we seem to be having
truly have a mind for the development of people. The issue of the issue of the governor going to present the budget. The Nigerians know what is playing.
We seem to be having some connection issues with Mr. Okaba. We'll try to get back to you. But in the meantime, Mr. Lere Olayinka, given the deepening crisis in Rivers State, and it's taken another dimension, we have a situation where the allocation from the FAC has been withheld by the Supreme Court. What do you think, or what does the minister see as a viable option towards resolving this crisis in Rivers State?
Well, the allocation was stopped for a reason. Allocation was stopped for a reason. If our Fubara, I said it on the TV station last week Thursday. If I were him, the first thing I would do would be to reach out to all the gladiators. If we have been fighting for close to 2 years, you don't expect us almost immediately to become friends. Like I said, the moment you go to war and you lose in a war like Fubara did, you lose all power, all right to negotiate. What you do in that instance is to beg.
Okay, so are you saying that there will not be peace until Governor Siminalayi Fubara comes out to beg?
I'm not saying there will not be peace. What I'm saying is that there is, what I'm still saying from Fubara is some level of arrogance.
How?
You don't get.
But he did invite them for a meeting and they refused to see him.
Listen, I'm going somewhere.
Okay.
One, what he did on that Wednesday, going to the House of Assembly, was playing to the gallery, was trying to incite the public against the House of Assembly. Because he himself, in his right conscience, know that he did not go there to present budget. That is one. Number two, the first letter the House of Assembly wrote to the governor, giving it 48 hours. Are you aware that that letter was rejected at the governor's office? It was not received. If I were him, then the next thing the governor did was to lose the secretary to the state government, to write to the speaker, to come to the government house for a meeting. Okay.
If you can clearly say that the governor's office did not receive the letter from the House of Assembly, what proof do you have that the governor did not, in good conscience, go to present the budget?
But when the letter was sent and was not received, the House of Assembly had to use courier to send it. We have evidence. We have seen evidence of the payment to the courier service to send the letter to the governor.
Okay.
Should things get to that extent?
All right. We'll come back to you, hopefully. Let's quickly bring in Mr. Okaba. I'm sure that he has a response to that.
Yes, thank you very much. You can see all of this based on sentiments. These persons are desperate at impeaching Fubara so that they can capture power. So all these explanations of I call them presumptions, that the governor went there, you now know the intentions of the governor, you now know the mind of the governor, he just went there to do media bravado. It's unfortunate. Let us at this point, this war has gone for too long. Let us come as people that will take the interest of the state, prioritize development of the state, and forget about the sentiments. We had people in the president where there's cordial relationship, right? Even after several wars, you can come back. You can come back and you have fought these people. The point that, look, let us harmonize human. But in a situation where one man, okay, Supreme Court has made judgment. Is Wike the spokesman of Supreme Court? Why is he so desperate? Is he the only stakeholder in Rivers State? If the Supreme Court has done this thing, is he supposed to use that as to control? The man said, I'm going to obey. I'm sure if Wike, it was within his powers, he would have even enforced Supreme Court judgment, because all he's looking for, his entire existence right now is about how to bring down Fubara, and all these collaborators with him are doing that. That is why he's everywhere. He has become the spokesperson of Supreme Court. He has become the spokesperson of anybody that is against Fubara. Do we actually need this if we must move forward? Let me tell you, Fubara went there with clear intentions to present the budget. Now, he has said, okay, if you say the first step I took was 40, right? Now, let me take another step. And the same people, sensing that this one, they will be condemned by Nigerians, decided to go on recess, Sinai. Because what is it? They see it as an apparatus where they can cause chaos, anarchy in Rivers State, so that there will be an imposition of a state of emergency. Now, when you stop allocation to the state, which is an aberration, there's no doubt about that, right? What do you expect? The people will suffer, salaries cannot be paid, oil workers will not be paid, services will go down if Rivers State added internal revenue robust internal revenue. There will be the hunger. Where is the humanism in all of this? That is why I said earlier that the interest of this group of persons is just to grab power. They can strangulate the masses to death in as much as power is within them. And that is unacceptable. I said it earlier, it's a class war. Yes, my friend did say that therefore Fubara was not a part of the bourgeois. Yes, you can share class membership transit. You can be a bourgeois, right? And the next day you can change, depending on your conviction. This man had a contract with the people of Rivers State. He is not obliged to service Wike. Wike has left after 8 years of service. He should stay off and do his job as SPT minister. We have many past governors of Rivers State. There are so many. He's not the first past governor. All right. He should behave squarely as a governor that has left office.
Gentlemen, unfortunately we have to wrap up the conversation here because we're out of time. Mr. Lere Olayinka says if he were Siminalayi Fubara, he would apologize. We don't know what the next steps are with regards to ensuring that Rivers State moves forward, and that the big political figures in the person of the governor and the FCT minister can also find a way, as well as the members of the House of Assembly can find a way to come together to ensure that the people of Rivers State are prioritized. Benjamin Okaba, thank you for joining us. Lere Olayinka, thank you as well for joining us. I look forward to having you again.